Woody Wommack from Yahoo Sports and Rivals.com here with Bo Nix at the draft, representing Old Spice. Tell us everything you're doing, how excited you are to be here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here in Detroit, thanks to Old Spice. They got their new total body deodorant out 24/7 from pits to toes. It works everywhere. A lot of, in the locker room, you see a lot of guys that, struggle with, some of their, smells and stuff. And seriously, and 50% of people, in the locker room, they struggle with that kind of stuff. So Old Spice is doing their part, and they're helping them with a total body spray, total body deodorant that works everywhere. So it's going to be really good for athletes like us.
All right, I'm going to ask a few questions, maybe make you sweat. We know you grew up in the South. We know you've been tied a lot to Denver and Sean Payton, and we know he had Drew Brees. How familiar you are with him and kind of that offense, and did you get a chance to watch them kind of growing up as a kid and as a prospect?
Yeah, I watched Drew Brees a lot growing up. I have great respect for Coach Payton, what he's done, not only for the league, but for all the teams that he's been a part of. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a well-respected coach, by everybody in the league. So wherever the opportunity presents itself, I'll be excited for whatever team I get put on.
We heard a lot of talk. Of course, you did that interview where mentioned, the pressure of coming into the SEC and how that compared to playing at Oregon. How has the draft process been? You had the pressure of being a 5-star recruit, expecting to come in, at your dad's alma mater and be the hero. But what's the pressure been like during the draft process?
Yeah, well, pressure's a privilege. My coaches told me that a lot growing up, that quote that pressure makes diamonds. So there's a lot that you can learn from adversity and being thrown into the fire. And I think just from the overall experience, I've learned so much from my first year and really my first year playing football to where I am now. There's been a lot of learning curves, a lot that I've improved on, a lot that I've grown from, and still going up. So still making, changes, still growing, still trying to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Now, a guy you played with in high school, at 7-on-7 in high school, George Pickens. He's flashed a lot in the NFL. He hasn't kind of hit the next level. What would your advice be to, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields about playing with George? Because you guys had amazing chemistry throughout the years and seemed like you brought the best out of him and vice versa. So what would your advice be for them?
Well, yeah, I thought, playing with George Pickens, he was one of the best receivers I ever played with. And we were fortunate to be on Cam's 7-on-7 team together. And so we played in many tournaments with one another. And at the time, he was going to Auburn. So, we had a great relationship, and we were, we played really well together. And I knew just to keep, throwing him the ball, and he was going to make plays. He made my job easy. Now, he went to Georgia, and he made, a great career. Was drafted early, and one of those guys that left after 3 years, from our class. So he's been in the league, a couple of years already, but he's a exceptional talent. Those guys are, fortunate to be, throwing him the ball, and they'll figure it out. They definitely don't need my advice. They've both been in the league already. Russell's played several years, won a Super Bowl. Justin started many games, has great experience. So they're going to, do their best, and they're going to, be just fine.
All right, we'll go a little rapid fire. Harder, the recruiting process, the transfer portal process, or the pre-draft process?
Oh, that's a tough question because they're all so different. Recruiting, you get to choose. Transfer, you get to choose with a little bit more experience, so everybody kind of knows a little bit more what you're about on a college level. And then I think the biggest difference is the pre-draft process. You can't choose, so not only can I not make a bad decision, but I can just go out there and do the best I can, and then allow for somebody else to choose me. But it's been a fun process. I think the pre-draft process has been the longest of the three. I think we're all ready to see what's next for Izzy and I, but we're excited.
Toughest question or most off-the-wall question you've got going through all these interviews?
That's another great question. I feel like I've been asked, hundreds of thousands of questions, and all pertaining to so many different things. I had one coach ask me my shoe size and how tall I was, and they kind of did a formula and converted it and told me I should be wearing a 13. And I didn't really have an answer for him. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, did he work at Foot Locker before?
I don't know where he has worked in the past, but I know that this was a guy who was well respected.
Okay, player you're most excited to go against, whether it be a DB, a DN, something like that.
So I did a commercial shoot with Fred Warner with Old Spice, actually. So I'm glad that I met Fred, and we can say we're friends now. So he's not trying to kill me on the football field, because he's a spectacular player. He's really good at his position, one of the best in the league, if not the best at what he does. And so I'm glad I already know him, and we can put that welcome to the NFL moment behind us, I hope.
All right, walkout song. If you could have a song, kind of like in baseball, for the moment you get drafted, what song would you pick?
Oh, that's a great question. So these would have changed over the years, but for right now, my most up-to-date would be a song by Bethel Music with some other independent singers. It's called I Belong to Jesus, and there's a few lyrics in there that I just hold strongly to and feel like that represents me at its best.
And you got a big first purchase plan when you get that signing bonus or sign that contract?
Yeah. So being married, you have to really take care of the wife first. So I will be purchasing whatever she feels that she needs to make the transition go well and to make it go smooth. And if you know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, Jackson said he was going to buy his mom a designer bag, so maybe you guys go shopping together.
That makes sense. I can see that from Jackson, and I'm sure there'll be many gifts for my family and for Izzy. So that's definitely up first on the docket.
We're doing something for Mother's Day. We're going to have you kind of look into the camera, send a thank you message to your mom for all she's done during the process.
Absolutely, yeah. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I appreciate you so much. You've done so much for me and my family, my siblings. We wouldn't be here without you. You've literally done so much just to where I can be today. So wouldn't be here without you. Excited that I get to spend this journey with you, and thank you for all that support and all the love that you've given me my whole entire life and will continue to give me as I move forward.
All right, appreciate it, Bo. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.